Hello my dear friends and welcome to my channel. My name is Barbara and today we're going to be looking at Mercury in the 12th house. So this video is for you if you do have this placement. If you're a cross watcher, welcome as well. Very excited to be starting the Mercury series with the most intense house of all, the most magical house of all, the 12th house. So Mercury in our natal chart deals with our communication, it deals with our intellect. It can also deal with the connection between what we're thinking and what we're communicating. The 12th house deals with the seen and unseen realms. It deals with the psychic realms. It deals with your imagination. It deals with your past life karma, past life enemies. It can also deal with foreign lands. It also deals with isolation, and it can also deal with enclosed spaces. So things like jails, things like mental health hospitals, or just hospitals in general. So when you guys have this placement, your current day lifetime is closely connected, okay, to your past life. Anytime you have 12th house energy anywhere in your natal chart, there's always a connection to your past life. So for you guys in a past life, there could have been something maybe where you guys were incarcerated. Maybe you guys were put into a mental health hospital. Maybe you guys were just hospitalized for whatever reason. You guys were forced to be in isolation. Okay, maybe some of you guys fear enclosed spaces now for that reason. So you guys were forced to be in isolation, developing that psychic muscle, okay, out of body. People who have this placement are super psychic, okay, super creative. Keep in mind, creative energy is psychic energy. Anytime you get an idea, anytime you think to do something, anytime you think to make like an art piece or write a story or whatever it is, that is your psychic muscle that's working. Okay, you have to basically shift gears out of the physical into the imagination. You're leaving your body. So people who have this placement, so many things to say here. First of all, you have that karma that's closely connected to your past life. Maybe there was something, again, where you guys were just like too much of an outward energy. Maybe you guys were talking a lot and then you guys maybe were taken away for whatever reason. Okay, you guys were forced to go into this enclosed space and you developed this gift because you guys do have the gift of seeing. That's the thing when you have Mercury in the 12th house. You see things that aren't there. You guys are psychic, okay, intuitive, however way, shape, or form you guys want to label it. You guys have this gift, it's there, and it was developed probably in a past life, and now it's connected into your karma in this lifetime, where it's kind of like you guys basically have to figure out a way to communicate whatever it is that you guys are receiving, these messages, these ideas, in a way that the everyday public is going to understand. That's going to be your greatest task of all, because there's going to be so much going on up here when you have Mercury in the 12th house. You're going to have a lot of ideas. You're going to have a lot of thoughts. You guys are going to have a lot of psychic insights. You guys are just going to see the world differently. And it's kind of like when you guys are growing up, for whatever reason, there's either an energy of not being heard. It's not always necessarily being misunderstood, although this could have definitely taken place when you guys were growing up. People just didn't understand what you guys were saying, forcing you guys to shut off. You guys are probably going to be very good at dissecting human behavior, understanding what's going on beneath the surface. Huge healer energy, okay, going on in here. You guys might be interested in singing, songwriting, anything to do with the throat chakra. It's just kind of like you guys might have to go through a lot of challenges and tasks to actually open that throat chakra up and find a way to communicate what it is that you guys are thinking in a way, again, that the everyday person is going to understand. Sometimes people who do have this placement may have struggled with speech when you guys were growing up. Maybe there was delayed speech. Most of the time I find that people who do have a delay in speech are very advanced because of the fact that, again, they are telepathic. Keep in mind, when we are communicating with the other realms, okay, the psychic realms, it's all telepathy, it's all about thought. You're not actually speaking to them in the physical plane. Like, let's say you're trying to contact a spirit. Sometimes people might communicate in the physical plane, but most of the times it's through your thoughts. So probably for this reason, a lot of people might have delayed speech when they're growing up. They might have like a parent that kind of just knows what their needs are without them actually having to speak or communicate. They might take a while to actually catch up, okay, in terms of their speech, in terms of actually communicating. And then when they finally do speak, it's kind of like people don't even understand what they're saying. People don't even hear them. You guys might even be the type of person, let's say you guys have a group of friends, right? Maybe you're an adult now, and it's like you guys just say something, but it's like there's so much going on in the group, everyone's talking at the same time, you're not even heard. So there's always going to be this push within you where it's like, I need to be heard. So it's kind of like you guys are going to have to basically work on this when you have Mercury in the 12th, because you guys have a lot of ideas. You're very futuristic, very much forward thinking, psychic. Again, that's what psychic energy is. You are receiving information basically from the other realms, from the other side, okay? So it doesn't necessarily mean just that you're going to be doing psychic work. It could even be things like creativity. That's the huge thing with this particular placement. It could be singing, songwriting. It really depends on the rest of your natal chart. It could be things like making films. It's also all about the romanticizing energy as well. So you guys are going to be very good at getting emotional reactions out of people, which would make a very good, let's say, film writer or just writer or writer for a book, an author, these types of things. So it's like you guys are able to hook into that within people. You guys know the psychology of people. You guys might even know what to say to get a reaction out of people. You guys might even be good at things like marketing, you know? It's like you know what to say to basically get people hooked in, you know, or what not to say, or to say just enough. That's the thing. It's like when you master this house and you master this energy, you guys are going to be very good at communicating. You guys are basically here to find a way to be clear and concise in your speech, because there could always be an energy of you being misconstrued in what it is that you're trying to say. So it's kind of like you have to be clear, you have to be to the point, and you have to be concise. Now, another thing when you have this particular house, because of the fact that it might be challenging for you to actually be understood for what it is that you're trying to say, you'll notice that these people might speak in riddles, okay? So it's like they might speak to you through songs. That's where the songwriting comes in. They might do things like decoding certain things. These people are going to be very good at explaining topics in a point form way after they, again, master their speech. That's the whole thing to understand here. You don't want to use too many words when you have this particular house, because it's like the longer that you draw something out, it's like you might even lose your train of thought. That could be another thing when you have this particular house. And also in terms of the mental energy, there's so much going on up here. So you guys basically have to find an outlet to get all this energy out of your head, is really what that is, because you guys are going to really, really love being in your heads. That's the whole thing. And it could really, really quickly turn into escapism. It could really, really quickly turn into an energy of like, I don't even want to engage in society because my psychic world, my imagination is way more vibrant than the rest of the world, is really what that is. These people are going to love music. You guys are probably going to connect a lot through songs. Even when you guys are listening to music, it could be very, very helpful for you to channel information when you guys are listening to music. It helps you guys elevate your vibrational state. And that's really when psychic information comes through. It's when your vibrational state is higher. That's the whole thing to understand. This could be very, very helpful for you guys. Maybe you guys already do this without realizing, but there's always going to be something with communication and not being understood, not being heard. And it could really close down your throat chakra when you guys are younger for this reason, because it's kind of like, what's the point of me saying anything? No one's going to understand what I'm saying anyways. And you'll find that these people find ways to speak in riddles sometimes. Sometimes they might be saying something to you, and this could be on purpose. They could be saying something to you, but it could have like a double meaning. This is very, very intentional. You know, sometimes when these people are very aware of what it is that's happening, they could be like, okay, I'm saying this, but it could mean this, it could mean that. They could also be very good liars because, again, they know what to say, right? They even know how to basically channel that energy in. They can sometimes even actually be a mirror. Actually, what's interesting that's coming through, they can be a mirror for people, you know, energetically, because again, you are picking up on that psychic information. They might even pull out information that other people are thinking and be the ones to say it. Okay, this is the whole thing, because it's like, it's a psychic house is really what that is. So it's like, however way, shape, or form you guys basically express this psychic information, it could be this, you know, you could just have a very open throat chakra, for example, and you guys just say things all the time, and then maybe someone's thinking something and then you say it, right? Or you confirm it for them, or whatever it is. But this is the whole thing with this house overall. You guys are basically going to be channeling through speech, highly psychic. You're going to struggle with speech earlier on in life for sure. There's going to be some sort of issues around it. You're going to constantly be having to work on that throat chakra, work on a way to express, find a way to express your thoughts, and basically find a way to get all of your thoughts out. That's the thing, because it's like you guys can get mentally congested very, very quickly to the point where it's like there's so much going on up here, and then you guys can't focus on other things. You know what I mean? It could even get to the point where it's like you can't focus on a day-to-day task because it's like there's a lot of overthinking energy and all these types of things. And also on top of everything, when you're psychic and you don't even know you're psychic, you could literally absorb other people's thoughts, and then they're not even your thoughts. You know what I mean? Because it's like, wait, did I pick up on that person's train of thought, or did I pick up on that person's programming? Like these types of things. I'm sure you guys are going to know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, maybe at a later time, it's going to resonate. But that's the whole thing when you have this house. It's a beautiful house. Okay, it's a beautiful house. It's a karmic house to have your Mercury in. But when you guys do figure out how to actually use this placement, it's going to be the greatest gift of all, because you guys are either going to be super creative, you know, very good at writing, very good at this imagination world and putting it on a piece of paper, and the romantic world and all these types of things, maybe screenwriting, maybe songwriting, or you guys are going to be very good at explaining very, very intense, complex topics for the day-to-day person to understand. That's really your task when you have this placement. You guys are basically meant to learn this. Now, one more thing that's coming through to mention before I wrap up this video, you guys could also maybe be very good at learning foreign languages. And you guys could also be the type of person that maybe doesn't even have to speak the language to understand what the other person's saying. Like you guys could maybe be in a completely different foreign country, and it's like you guys are just understanding each other because it's like the vibes, you know what I mean? So my dear friends, I'm going to wrap up this video here. I do hope you guys did enjoy my video on Mercury in the 12th house. So much to say as always. If you did, please do like, share, and subscribe, and I hope you all have a beautiful rest of the day.